Fantastic. And we're going to start. So for the people who are going to be joining us later, that's not a problem. And just for those who just joined, just a quick reminder that if you have any specific questions, please put it in the chat. You can also turn on the camera if you would like to. You're not obliged. If you have any questions, you're very welcome to also to unmute yourself during the course of the presentation, and if you would like to verbally express the question that you currently have. Otherwise, let's get started. And let me just get the chat box so I know if there are any questions. Good. So once again, thank you. And it's great to see so many people who are interested on the topic of augmented reality. We're going to have two presenters today. My name is Dr. Inna Armstrong, and my main focus is on the application of augmented reality technology. I do quite a lot of interviews with teachers all over the world. I think over the course of last 5 years, I've spoken to, I think, more than 2,000 people in different countries. And so the goal was to collect as much information as possible about the practical application of augmented reality technology, the tools that Cleverbooks provides as our resources, our own resources, as well as the other technology tools that are currently available, and to better understand how they apply that in the classroom, what challenges they face, what benefits they see in applying augmented reality technology. And hopefully, you know, everything that you will receive today is certainly backed up with certain data that we have, the research that we conduct, the interviews that we have with all those educators, where they're sharing experience in how that is applicable. And hopefully you will learn a little bit from this presentation today as well. Yes, we do have the recording, and we'll be sending the link later on, maybe in a few days. Once it's been you know, cut and adjusted, we will send the link as well. Yes, so for people who are interested in the recording, we can certainly provide, because there are lots of people who who registered but were not able to attend, so they would be looking to receive the recordings as well. Great. So the agenda for today's discussion, as I mentioned, there are two presenters. Myself, I'll be talking a little bit more generic about application of augmented reality specifically for learning language and teaching language. And then my colleague Mina, she would be doing the presentation of Augmented Classroom as one of the tools that you can use with your students to, let's say, present certain content, certain aspects of this augmented reality technology, and help them get, let's say, acquainted with visualizing certain specific content. Okay, good. Then the next step is, if you do have interest in expanding your knowledge a little bit more on the broader aspect of application of augmented reality in education, we do have a free CPD. It's already pre-recorded. You don't have to be, let's say, it's not a live CPD, so you can access it immediately. I'm sending you the link in the chat. So if it's something that you would like to continue, you're very welcome to learn more. The part from this CPD is more focused on the meta skills development, on how augmented reality technology helps students to develop the meta skills, and also kind of a little bit more broader introduction of augmented classroom as one of the solutions that could be used in the classroom. And for today, if you would like to get the certificate of the professional development, you're very welcome to send the request. The certificates are paid, so we'll send you all the information in the chat. If you would like to get that, please send the request, and we'll provide you the copy of the certificate. All the certificates are blockchained, so, and we have the database of those certificates, but you're very welcome to share with all your friends and all your colleagues on social media media to show your achievements, and you will be that you've participated in this type of activity. But before we start, and while I will be talking a little bit about the application of augmented reality specifically for language learning, it would be great if you can download those two applications while you're online, because if you would like to participate in the activities today and really experience on your own how the tools can work for you, it would be fantastic if you have those two applications already pre-launched. And then you would be able to participate and experience augmented reality right here today and better understand how it is used, how you can use that in your class. But before we go any further, I would really like to understand how far you are with application of augmented reality, how much you know about it. So please put number 1 if you're already familiar with augmented reality, if you're using it, maybe not every day, but quite consistently. And please put number 2 if you're completely new to this technology and it's something that you would be interested to explore. It would be great to get your feedback, because it will also help me better understand how to structure this information. If I need to go more a little bit about explanation what augmented reality is and the benefits, and just cover that area a little bit, or if you're already well aware of the technology, etc., it would be obviously more focused our discussion on the tools itself. So yes, fantastic. I see that there are some new people in. Great. So please put number 2 if you already know about augmented reality, or maybe you've used Augmented Classroom, you had the trial, or if you applied it to different subjects. Okay, I see quite a few new people. Fantastic. And what I've mentioned already when we just started, when we were waiting for some people, so if you missed it, then what you can do is you can also outline for yourself, first of all, what would be your objective for joining the CPD workshop. What one thing you would like to learn today that can help you? It could be general understanding about how augmented reality tools can be used in language learning, or it could be specifically something you want to understand how to use Cleverbooks resources for language learning. But it would really help to me to also understand and integrate that as part of our presentation. Okay. I can see that Nicoletta already used Cleverbooks with Space, fantastic. And I see that Mahjabin is trying to download the app, fantastic. So yes, please download the applications and we'll be ready to use. So we're here today specifically to talk about language learning. And when we talk about language learning, it could be applicable to regular lessons. Let's say if we talk about the English-speaking country where students already native English speakers, and as an example, and where you have to teach them basic vocabulary, spelling, etc. Or on the other hand, we can be talking also for students who are learning foreign language. It could be English as a second language in many non-English speaking countries if they attend, let's say, international schools, and if the main curriculum is in English. Or it could be learning any other language in the local national schools. So it could be learning Arabic, French, Spanish, etc. And in this case, the question really comes is, what are educators trying to achieve when they bring augmented reality technology specifically for language learning? And based on all the feedback that we received from educators, they all did talk about, and in specifically language application, is that the building students' vocabulary is one of the biggest challenges, and also how to kind of help students to build the vocabulary using the education technology and specifically augmented reality, and also helping them to better spell words, learn spelling, also to help them better understand how to write or read. And then if we actually put all those aspects together, then we can see that augmented reality technology, the technology that actually provides the opportunity for students to see the content in a 3D learning environment, but not only see, but because there are extra tools available where students can click on the button and they can hear, let's say, the name of the animal or the name of a specific object, etc. Then and at the same time they can use aesthetic skills on manipulating within the environment. Basically, they're able to better absorb the information. And there are different tools available for students to be able to, let's say, look through the augmented reality to see and learn different aspects from the linguistics. One of specific, let's say, parts of Augmented Classroom is that we have the multilingual solution. So depending on which modules that you use, and we'll talk a little bit later about what kind of modules or applications are available as part of Augmented Classroom, you actually can structure your language, so your lesson, and help students to learn the language through those interactive activities. So, for example, if we take the geography application, as you can see, or the geography module, as you can see here on the screen, the students currently learning about different heritage around the world. And this is also part of the vocabulary. They are all non-English speaking students who are who was attending the international school. And part of building their vocabulary is the teacher was allowing them to use this augmented reality technology, because they could click specifically on the object that is projected in a 3D environment, and then they can see the name of it written on the screen. At the same time, they can hear that the pronunciation of this specific object, and then they can build on with additional tasks where they can maybe copy the name of it again a few times, hear how to pronounce this specific wording, which helps them not only to build the vocabulary and but also better understand and to kind of build on the correct pronunciation of specific wording. Plus, as I mentioned before, we have this visualization aspect right here that helps students to remember not only how to pronounce specific word, but also visually remember how to spell that word. And as they're manipulating with the hands and kind of doing additional activities, they also, their body helps them to remember, and it's part of the say unconscious memory that helps them to combine all type of absorbing the information where they can better learn, and the retention rate is higher, and obviously they can better relate to all the vocabulary, new vocabulary that they're learning. And also at this stage, we're talking about students not only, let's say, hearing the wording as in, for example, learning the English as a foreign language or any other language. You know, that as a teacher, you could be reading with the student, you could be writing with the student, you could be speaking verbally to the students. But here, utilizing the technology, you are able to give each individual student an opportunity to by themselves to go a little bit deeper into the content, and also depending on their level of learning curve, they can, some students pick up very quickly new vocabulary, or remember visually how to spell it, but other students need a little bit more time in going again and again and again, and maybe hearing more often the word, and that's how they remember it. So I have a comment right here. Okay, the comments is still related to what you would like to learn more about augmented reality in language teaching. So in this way, as a teacher, you always need to think about, there's a lot of content currently available with different augmented reality tools, and you can try different resources. But the question comes is, how can you build structured lessons and use that technology, use the content that is currently available more strategically, that you can help students actually gain the knowledge that is required. So let's go further, and let me know if you have any comments, any questions at this stage. And if not, then we can go further. Just to wrap up everything that has been mentioned before, we did quite a bit of studies, and also we came across this interesting study that shows that there are different learning styles the students have, and some of them learn more visually, some of them learn from hearing the language, etc. So, and interestingly enough, augmented reality technology is one of the few technologies that actually can support individual learning styles of students. Doesn't matter if they kinesthetic learners, or if they're audio learners, or if they're visual learners. So it's something to keep in mind. And obviously the combination of the activities that could be done through the application of augmented reality tools can combine, let's say, all those skills and take the students to much faster learning activities and environment. And if we take it to the next level in terms of how you can use Augmented Classroom, which is one of Cleverbook solutions, it's a comprehensive digital space where you can find different modules or applications that could be applicable for different subjects, school subjects. Then today, Mina will talk a little bit more about how you can use two specific applications, and we'll focus, or we'll take some of the lesson plans, and we can also share the information how you can structure the lesson plan and integrate the augmented reality content for your teaching. So one of the biggest let's say challenges that many teachers come across is how to build the effective lesson using augmented reality tools. And probably there's no simple answer to that, but I think some of the ideas that I can give you today, and then you can relate to them later on. From what we keep hearing is that the augmented reality technology does not have to be an additional to everything that you already do in class, because simply we know that it's not much time that you have to prepare, to teach, etc. But then the question is, how can you replace maybe existing activities for language learning, what you're already doing, to the activities that can be a little bit more fun, a little bit more engaging, and bring a little bit more results. And again, to accommodate the learning styles of students. Because right now we keep hearing that the personalized learning and collaborative learning have quite a big aspect in terms of current pedagogy. So getting the resources that would be able to accommodate all of those aspects in the teaching, and also help students understand how the technology can be used strategically in this perspective and more effectively, then you actually have the opportunity to get it all together. And specifically for the language learning, we do have quite a lot of more modules and applications. We're not going to go through all of them today, because building an effective lesson plan obviously requires a little bit of time. And what we try to do is, because the concept is quite innovative, and what you mentioned, not some of you are just looking into the augmented reality specifically for the language or foreign language learning, what you can do is you can already use the pre-designed lesson plans that we have in our library. and Mina would be able to show you where you can find that. So rather than creating something new from scratch, you actually can use the pre-designed lesson activities that are created by educators in different parts of the country, or different parts of the world, and see how they integrated that. And also remember that augmented reality technology, specifically when you're teaching language, is not the only source of activity that you can use or do with your students, but you always can try to find a combination of activities. For example, you know that, let's say, reading in a small circle with students help them because it kind of engage them into listening, but then you can take it to the next step. You can explain, let's say, the objectives of what you can tell the story to students, and based on that story you can set up objectives saying, okay, right now we're going to actually use the augmented reality technology, and one of the examples you can create, take the Create app, where students would be asked to create the story they've just learned about in a 3D virtual environment. And once they do, as the next step, they can be asked to talk about that story in their own way, based on what they've created. So then it's not only the combination of hearing about the language, but it's also building the vocabulary while they're creating something on their own, and then being able to actually verbalize in their own storytelling about a specific topic. So, but if we look here, we have 6 different applications that they're more kind of subject, some of them are subject focused. However, if you look inside the content, you can teach language even with the geometry app, as you can see, because the vocabulary there would be more focused on the math vocabulary. So for example, shapes, square, triangle, etc. And you have those let's say activities in the 3D learning environment. Again, the students can hear the pronunciation, they can see visually the 3D objects, and they can better remember that. At the same time, if you see a space topic, again, the building the vocabulary, pronunciation learning, etc., then it's kind of integrated with a different type of activities. But today we'll be focusing on just 2 applications, but if we have time, Nina will definitely show you a little bit about other apps as well, very briefly. But we'll be introducing you the Augmented Reality Quest app. It's where you can create interactive quizzes, where students will be looking around themselves and trying to find 3D objects, and then performing the quiz in the augmented reality environment. And then we'll show you a little bit about the geography app. So that way you have a better understanding on how you can work in the language learning with the already pre-designed content, the content that has been provided by the content provider. In this case, the geography app has a module, as an example, animals, where students can already see pre-designed 3D modules or models of animals, or where students can actually create their own environments and then, let's say, build additional activity of storytelling, etc. Or where you can do an assessment with students where they can perform a test or a quiz, again, using those interactive augmented 3D learning activities. And that helps students to kind of move around, look for 3D objects in the real environment, but the virtual objects in the real environment. And then again, it's kind of increases this fun and engagement level of students performing specific activities. So let me know, let me see what we have in the chat. Are we able to use the classroom with the grade 11 and 12? Yes, the activities you could use in those, again, it depends on what purpose you will have. But for those grades, definitely the IRC Quest app would be a great one to perform, and you will see how that works today. And also the Create app could be really great addition to, again, build the creativity and the critical thinking in terms of a specific topic. I don't know, recreating a historical battle, or learning, building anything related to environment, etc. Can you please share some more example in visual as textbook? Also eager to learn more about textbooks. Okay. IRC textbooks, we can certainly give a very brief explanation what it is. In IRC textbooks, it basically gives you an opportunity to take any paper or PDF document, any file. You as a teacher can add on using this application specific markers with additional videos, with text, with audio, etc. And then when students launch the textbook app and scan that document where you already added some extra activities, they can also see those images, or hear the voice recording that you added, or see additional images. But I would suggest the textbook would be more for self-exploration. We simply would not have time today to go into details, but we'll keep that in mind to have a specific webinar devoted to textbook as well in the future. Fantastic. So let's see. I've mentioned to you already very briefly the type of activities that you can use when you teach language. And the activities could be related to utilizing the pre-designed content. Let's say you have animals or plants, and the goal of students when they interact with those activities would be to click on each animal, remember how they sound, the pronunciation of the wording, and also learn additional facts about where they live, in which part of the world. And after that, they could be asked additional activities as creating a story, writing, etc. But then they build the knowledge of how to pronounce a specific word and build the vocabulary in terms of different type of animals, etc. It could be the creation of content where students would be asked to perform a specific task. And again, for example, if you're learning the topic farm, for example, and you would like students to develop the vocabulary on this specific topic, you can set a clear goal to students and say, okay, each of you would be creating a farm. It could be an individual project, it could be a collaborative project, and you can see how that works just in a few minutes. But then the students will be asked to select the animals, and once they create this environment, they would be able to maybe write additional names of the animals. So when they do the presentation verbally, if you would like them to do such activity, then they can better be accustomed with a specific vocabulary, and they can also visually see in the 3D learning environment how that works. And the last opportunity is also the assessment tool. I mentioned to you, you will see how the pre-designed quizzes or tests work, and how students can go on the hunt for a dinosaur, or for a, let's say, a farm quiz, and try to first of all find this 3D object in the real environment. And once they do, they can click on this object, and then they can perform the quiz. So the students will not have any stress. Mostly students, if we talk about English as a foreign language, where the assessments have to be done, or some tests, etc., where students with a piece of paper and a pen, always nervous about performing such a test. And here it's anxiety-free and very fun activity with a very high results in terms of achievement. So that's really it from a perspective of a kind of ground information. And now let's explore. I will pass the information to Mina, or the stage to Mina, and she would be able to demonstrate you some of the tools, 2 applications, and you would be able to join the activity if you would like to, and if you have those apps already downloaded. So Mina, stage to you.
Thanks, Inna, for the presentation. Hello, everyone. And first of all, I would like to ask, could you please write in chat if you already downloaded ARC Quest and ARC Geography, then we can start, we can decide which one we should start first. Just write in chat, then we can understand which application we can start first.
If you can just put a plus if you've downloaded the apps and put a minus if you didn't download the apps. And if you haven't downloaded the apps, that's okay. You still have time to do it. I will share the names again, and you can still do it. Otherwise, you would be able to actually see how that's done. Mina will be doing the live screen share. And you can always sign up for the demo. You can see that when you go to Augmented Classroom Solution, you have the opportunity to try the demo or create an account, and then you would be able to experience all those apps on your own as well. So Mina, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, great. Then we can start with ARC Quest. If you already downloaded ARC Quest, you can actually click on Try Demo. And you don't need the code for the ARC Quest because it's already prepared. You will be experiencing prepared quizzes, and you don't need the code. Just click on Try Demo. Sorry, Nicoletta, I don't know which application you opened, but for the ARC Quest, you don't need the code. But for the geography, I will share a code with you. Okay, when you click on Try Demo, actually, you should find the objects around yourself. Then, actually, if you are joining the webinar from your phone, actually, I don't think you are able to do the same activity because you needed two different devices to experience the solution. Okay, great. Then if you opened already the ARC Quest, you just need to look around yourself. Actually, when you find the object, just click on the object and the question will pop up.
Mina, could I share the screen and just quickly show something? Maybe that would be a little bit of help as well. Yeah, just give me...
Okay, just
give me a moment. So the people,
sorry, Maria, you don't need the code. You just click on Try Demo.
Right. So when you, I send you the link on Augmented Classroom page. Once you click on that link, you will see the button Try Demo. Once you click on Try Demo, you will be able to get started with the demo. And you already downloaded the app as the first step. Then you have to launch the application on your mobile device, and you will see the button Try Demo. Please click on that button on your mobile device, and you would be able to already enter the quiz. You don't need any codes, anything. Just start looking around yourself and looking for 3D objects. If you have an issue, please put number 3 if something is not working, and please let us know what is not working. If you have been able to successfully do that, please put number 1 or a plus or something. But let me just share how that would look like. You can see that once you logged in the account, this is a different opportunity for you to explore the same application. But what you're looking for initially is you will start looking around, And as you can see, suddenly a 3D object will appear in the middle of real life environments. And then once you click on that object, the quiz will pop up. The same thing would work with the next question, and it will go on with the number of questions that the quiz is pre-designed for. So go ahead, Mina.
Thanks, Inna. And actually, just let us know when you complete all of the quizzes, because we have more than 5 questions. And just let us know when you finish finding objects, then we can move on the ARC Geography app.
Please put number 3 if you're able to successfully complete the quiz, and please put a minus if you had any struggles, if you were not able to get that. Okay? Mahjabin, could you please quickly either unmute yourself or write what was the issue, why you were not able to experience? So we have a little bit of feedback. Okay, it gives error message. Would you be able to please say which error message it shows? Okay, it's not available at this moment.
Sorry, Mahaban, I have a question. Are you joining from your mobile to Zoom, or from your iPhone? Okay, maybe it could be a reason, because you are already joining your account. Maybe it could be.
Okay, so it seems that you never had that issue, so it seems that you've already tried. And Nisha, that means that you also had an issue? Okay, it seems that it's crashed. Okay, if anyone had an issue, please let me know. Also put a minus, but let's move forward and let's look at the other example. So you can, it worked. And so the objects, fantastic. Great. Thank you for your feedback.
Okay, great. And I just wanted to give you some explanation how you can create interactive quizzes. When you create your account and click on ARC quiz, you can see that you can create your own quizzes. Actually, you can search by subject or text here, and you can choose the complexity and the age group here and the language. Also, you can use for English, and if you are also teaching in other languages, also you can use for your other language classes, and you can create. Actually, for example, as you can see, they are already designed before, but you can actually write 10 or 15 questions, or only just 3. It depends on you. Also, we have public quest here, and also you can use this one as an example, and or you can create your own quest. It depends on your preference. Actually, I would like to move on ARC Geography. For this one, I will share a code with you. Before this, I actually wanted to let you know something. For ARC apps, we don't provide accounts for the students. We only provide accounts for the teachers, and they can only join your class by a specific code. And because of this, we don't collect any personal data from the students, and they only need to install the applications to their tablets. And when they download the applications, you will share the code and they will join your class. And I would like to show you also this ARC geography map. And this is designed for augmented reality. And before the lesson, you need to print out this map. Or if you want the original version, we can ship the original version. Or if you have a smartboard, you can open in your smartboard and all the students will have access for this map, and you don't need to print a couple of copies for the map. And I will just share a code with you. And also, if you are joining from your desktop, also I will share a link how you can join from your desktop. Also, as you can see, you can switch to different languages here. For example, now I will switch to English, but if you would like to, for example, do it in Spanish or Italian or Polish, you can switch to different languages as well. And I click on Begin Class. And this is the class join code, AWJU. I will just write in chat. And this is the link for desktop. If you are joining from your desktop and not able to download the ARC Geography application, you can join with this link. Again, you don't need to create an account. You will just click on join the class and you will enter your nickname and you will be in my classroom automatically. Yeah, great. I can also see your names. Just let me know if you have any issues. Just wait a little bit, then I will start the session. Okay, great. First of all, I would like to start with the Earth, and you need to focus your camera to the map. Actually, to experience augmented reality in detail, you need to focus your camera to this map. And you will see the Earth. And in the right bar, you can switch to different models. I will show you how you can do it. For example, now you see the Earth. When you weather. Yeah, you will see the weather in different continents. Lithosphere. Just you can write in chat if you are able to see the world and the Earth. Also, you can write in chat if you are able to open in your desktop. Okay, great, great. Tectonic plates.
And even with a demonstration that Mina currently does, you can see that you can hear the content, you can see the writing. And Mina, maybe you can go to the animals mode and we can show how you can learn about farm animals or any other animals in different continents and use this vocabulary as part of the language learning. So if you go to Africa,
Africa.
Fantastic. So you can see that there are different animals here, and one of the activities that you can perform with your students, maybe you can zoom in a little bit to individual animals, let's say an elephant. So if you would like students to learn about vocabulary on different animals, the students can click on individual animals.
Elephant.
And you can see that the pronunciation is right there. It gives also a little bit of explanation about certain facts, and also it gives you a correct spelling of the animal in writing, so the students can remember all of those activities. Also, as you can see in the bottom left corner, there's a yellow button with the microphone. Most of you probably familiar with Alexa, you know, where you ask a question and Alexa gives you a reply. So there's the same concept behind it. Probably not, it's artificial intelligence. So it's applicable on mobile devices only. So when you click on that button and you hold it and you start asking questions, where do elephants live? The element of artificial intelligence also will give you those facts in the language that you're acquiring. So that's quite an interesting concept to build on as part of the activity for students, where they can learn also the vocabulary, but also do a little bit of exploration on
rhinoceros
topics. Fantastic. And Mina, for people who are mobile devices, you probably would need to show the world map again. So if you're still on the mobile device and you point the camera now at the map, you can see that you also in the animal mode right now. And if you have any, and you're able to manipulate, you can choose between different continents. And the bigger you zoom in the map, the more clearly you can see, the bigger the figures you can see as well. And you can also click on the sound and you can see the animals, and also come very close to them to explore a little bit. So it's the same thing the students will do. It's this curiosity of explaining, of searching for information and then remembering the pronunciation facts.
Yeah,
Nicoletta, yes, thank you very much for the question. So the pricing is in Augmented Classroom. So if you created your account, you can see the pricing, or maybe also, Mina, could you show the main landing page of Augmented Classroom and just go into pricing to answer your question?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it depends on the number of students, if you're looking for a class license or if you're looking for the integration for the whole school. And the pricing is from based on the number of students. So you can see that it could be either monthly fees for, let's say, a class of 30 students with one teacher, it's $59.70. But if you would like to have it for the whole school year, we're talking not excluding all the holidays, then again, for the 30 students and the teacher, you have this pricing. And Mina, maybe you can show also, rather than 30, to put 5 students. So it depends on the number of licenses that you would like to have. You can see that the pricing is changing. I hope that answers your question. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, Mina.
Okay, also we can switch to plants also.
Plants.
Here, and they will be able to also learn, for example, different plants in Africa.
Baobab, Fagara, banana, mango tree, banana.
And
Water animals, humpback whale.
And also you can see the explanation here.
Hammerhead shark. Political.
And also countries here.
Sudan, Nigeria, Angola,
That's a great way for
Heritage.
students to learn about different countries and the flags, etc.
And the heritage here.
Pyramids of Giza. Timgad. Mount Kilimanjaro.
Also, I would like to open the map here, just to show you. Actually, when you create your free account, you can review all the countries here. When you click on the continents, different continents, and you will have full access to experience all the plants,
Australia.
animals, and the heritage here. You can review. Just close the geography application. I just wanted to show you also the games to check students' knowledge. For example, Game of Flags. When you show all the contents, it's an interactive game for most of the students. Then now also I would like to assign you Europe. Just let me know if you are able to find. You need to focus your camera to Europe, actually, here. Then,
Nina, can you zoom in so Europe is bigger?
yeah, for sure. I think it's better now. Just let me know if you have any issue. The main purpose of this game is to match the correct flag with the correct country. You just need to drag the flag and
Mina, for those people who are not on the mobile device, maybe you could also quickly show them how that looks in the individual exploration modes, so they know how the activity should be working. Okay. Oh, I see that there are 3 people working. Oh, one person, a green team is working through. Okay.
great. Then also you can track as a teacher. You can track also the progress here in your own, because in Augmented Classroom, teacher is the moderator. The students can only show what you show them. Because of this, for example, if you're in games part, they will not be able to see the animals in another continent. And because of this, for example, for the one account, only one teacher can use at once. For example, if you have a school account and if 2 teachers need to use at the same time, then you need 2 accounts. That's important. But if you are not using at the same time, the school account is okay and you can use it. But for the one account, only you can teach only one specific lesson. That's important.
We have a question, Mina, to explain the IRC textbooks. So let me share my screen so I can go through and I can show what it is. Here we go. Fantastic. So just give me one moment. Good. So the question was about Augmented Classroom textbooks module. As you can see, that this module is more focused on creating an interactive activity to any book or any document or anything that the students have crafted. As you can see here, so let's say you're building a specific a poster where students have put different facts about Great Britain, etc. And then you would like to augment that. So it's not only the tangible information that you have, but when, let's say, the parents come in, they can scan the pictures and they can see additional, maybe audio, maybe they can see the video, etc. So the idea here is that the teacher with students together, first of all, puts either such a, let's say, a poster or you can do it with a simple book, let's say a page on historical battle, whatever. And you point the camera of the device once the application IRC textbook mobile app is downloaded. And then you have an opportunity to choose what kind of triggers you can add to a specific image. It could be an audio, it could be a video, it could be just an image. And then you add the necessary things. You can download it from your mobile device, etc. And then you link that to the page that you're working on. And once you've saved it, then the students who you're showing it to would also be able to launch the app, scan the same page, and they will see all those extras that you've added, either an image or an audio or a picture or video. So hopefully that does answer your question. If you do have more questions in this regard, I would suggest for you to sign up for the trial for Augmented Classroom, and you can choose the IRC textbooks. You can download the app, and all the guidelines are there in terms of how to use that. And you can see here that you can choose between the video or between the audio, or you can even link a specific page, and then you create different projects, and then you publish it. So you would be able to interact with this document. As I said, it's either a page or PDF file, doesn't matter. It has to be printed. And then you add on additional layer of augmented reality. So, and I know we're running out of time. I promised you only 45 minutes today. We're a little bit later, but I would still like quickly to go through another application just to quickly show you what it is. And then you can explore more modules later on. But we talked today about not only working with the pre-designed content, but also giving the students an opportunity to create within the augmented reality environments. And this is something that could be done with a Create application. You can see that you can initiate any project based on the topic that you're learning. So let's say one of the common topics that you might be interested for your students to develop the vocabulary in is either forest and rivers, or let's say a city landscape, and then the students would be assigned a task to create their city. However, as we're learning the vocabulary and the language, you might give the students a clear task on what kind of buildings or what kind of animals they can add. So they have additional guidelines in terms of building their own city. And then it's quite a simple task where they can drag and drop 3D models, where they can create this 3D environments, either like I do right now in the web-based interface, or it could be done in the mobile version. It could be an individual project, or you can assign this project to multiple students, and then they will be co-creating together. But at the end of the day, let's say we put an elephant here, which probably doesn't look right. But anyway, so once the students have done this, they can use this environment in doing the presentation in the language you would like them to do, using the vocabulary you would like them to develop, where they can talk about what they have as part of their city environment. So first you help them understand about specific vocabulary. They might have a worksheet with certain words that they would like to learn as part of this activity. Then they create the 3D visual environments, and then you would be able to ask them to do the presentation. And that way, through multiple activities and multiple application, again, through the digital and the regular environment, they would be able to learn the vocabulary here. So those are the additional examples that what you can use Augmented Classroom as one of the tools. So if you have any questions, please do let us know. And Mina have already sent a link. If you would like to get the certificate of participation, you're very welcome to either email at marketing, or you're very welcome to just use the link, payment link directly, and you would get your certificates within the 24 hours. And I also remind you, if you would like to get access to the pre-recorded CPD, free CPD on augmented reality in education, you're very welcome to follow this link, and it will take you through the registration form, but you will get access to 1-hour session, which will be talking about meta skills development and additional things. So if there are any questions right now, I'm here to answer, and please put a plus if you do have a question, and so please put a minus if you don't, so then I know that we've covered all the aspects. This class was supposed to be 2 hours. It will be mentioned in the certificate. The original session was planned for 45 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, which was just in the description of this webinar, of this event. We can put that it's a 1 hour, that you've attended the 1-hour session of the CPD specifically on application of augmented reality in the language learning. So it will all be in the certificate. Yes. Fantastic. Then please put a plus if you still do have some questions. If no questions, put a minus. Otherwise, I hope that this session was quite useful, and I hope that you would be able to at least experiment with your students in the class and see how you can bring a little bit of augmented reality and help students to develop the vocabulary, to develop certain reading and writing skills, just in a little bit more interactive way, and using digital technology, and also maybe experiment with fun and creative tests. So the demo that you've experienced today with the IRC Quest, it's one of the farm quizzes, I believe. So that could be something you can already tomorrow use in your class, because it's quite easily accessible, and see how students react on that, and then you can ask them what they've learned, and that would be an interesting experiment for you as well. Mina, is there anything else from your side?
No, Inna, thank you. I just want to share with all the attendees that after they requested their certificate, also we can have one-to-one demo session to explain all other applications as well.
Absolutely. Yes, that's a good point, Mina. If you do have additional questions, if you would like to schedule a one-on-one session to learn a little bit more about Augmented Classroom, please reach out. You have the email marketing@cleverbooks, or you can use one of the contact request forms, and we'll be glad to get on a call with you and help you understand how you can use that in your class. Fantastic. Then I wish everyone a good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. We have all the time zones, and we'll be waiting for you, and maybe we'll see you on different events. We're actually conducting monthly CPDs on different topics, so watch out, and maybe there's something of interest to you. Fantastic. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.